nice to meet you, Mr. Thomas Andersson. Would you please introduce yourself?
Yes, as you said, I'm Thomas Andersson. I live in the north part of Sweden, where I'm currently the president of the regional council of the region Jämtland, Härjedalen. But I'm also a member of the Congress in the Council of Europe, where I'm acting spokesperson on youth and rapporteur on civil society issues.
Mm-hmm. What's your job as a president of council?
Well, it's mostly actually to lead the political work inside the region. Sweden have 21 regions and we are responsible for healthcare. So this year, about the pandemic, is to synchronize the different committees and the steering committees' work. And of course, the council is the main political body to take the decision about fundings. But as a president and my vice presidents, we are also responsible for gender equality, integration, inclusion, like for youth issues and democracy.
Mm-hmm. So which successes and strengths in youth work could your country share to enrich the debate and practice in Europe?
Well, it comes to the long story about a strong civil society. Because Sweden is a very strong welfare state and many people think that everything is run by the government, but that is actually not really true because we have a very strong self-governance in the local regional level. But the main point in Sweden when it comes to the people, that is actually the strong engagement in sport club, in culture clubs, in different kinds of civil society actors. And from there you can actually see also very strong involvement among young people. We are taught in school to engage and actually take part of the decisions in school, but also in the society in the most. So youth clubs are very common. We also have, by the local authorities, also have the leisure clubs for kids and of course the kindergartens and school. We try to foster young people to take part, an active part of the society.
Mm-hmm. And actually, what are the three main challenges for youth work in your country at your regional level or at local level?
At local level, first of all, it's actually to engage youth more. That's the most important thing. And I can see that around Europe also when I meet colleagues from other parts. But the second part also is to actually find around right fundings for the youth work. And the third part is maybe to let the young people into the decision-making process also.
Mm-hmm. And is this what you said also the greatest need for further development of youth work in your country? Or is there anything else, for instance, with regard to the aims of the agenda which are discussing about these days?
Well, first of all, it's always come to actually, as a politician, I can see that we actually have to leave power to other groups like young people or to disabled groups, or you can find different groups that we actually have to leave power to. Mm-hmm. That is maybe the biggest challenge we have as a politician. You get the power and you keep it, but we have to share the power to young people. The second part also is to actually engage people and young people more, especially now with the pandemic, that now we can see a bigger challenge that we actually lose the contact in the physical meetings, in the sport, the culture, or in the daytime. Now when they are more digital, it might be a challenge to engage them more.
Mm-hmm. You said that you are deeply engaged in a European point of view. So what kind of support in Europe or from Europe would help you strengthen youth work in Sweden or in Europe as a whole?
Well, we have taken up the recommendations on youth work and youth policies in the Council of Europe, and I'm very happy for that actually. But the biggest help we can get if we can find the toolbox, the toolkit, the good examples from different countries where we can learn of each other. So I think first of all to actually spread the word about the recommendations and make the work about the toolkit. And secondly actually is to find the right means and fundings to actually have interactions, and we can actually go to each other to see on place, see on spot course, after the pandemic, but we can do it digital also, to deliver the right marketing areas to learn from each other, I think.
Mm-hmm. And is there any influence, a European influence, only on the national level, or would you say that in Sweden, even on the local level, there's a recognition of what happens in Europe as or on the European level?
Yes, actually, I can see that when you talk to the people who work with these issues in the local and regional level, they are aware that there's something happening in other countries. So I had a meeting yesterday with a Swedish delegation, and I heard their views, and they said, but it's happening so many interesting things around Europe, but why don't we make it done here? So I think, for example, we have Jonas Agder, who is one of the experts in the conference. I met him many times, and he tries all the time to spread the word. Look global, work local, and see what you can learn from the youth mayors in Great Britain, for example, or the extensive work they have been doing in Estonia.
So it's at least inspiring, you would say.
Yes,
yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. What are your expectations towards implementing the European Youth Work Agenda in the Bonn process in your country?
Well, it's actually to recognize this and put it on an agenda. All the time we have policies, we have a lot of documents, but we forget to bring it up to the political decision-making bodies. So that is the first step we have to do. Not only national level, but I think the most important is actually on the local and regional level, because we are the grassroots politicians, if you say like that. We meet the young people, we are responsible for schools, public transport, culture, support for the civil society organizations. So I think that actually to make awareness and put it on the agenda.
Mr. Andersson, thank you for sharing your thoughts with us, and good luck and interesting conversations in the conference so far.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.